All right, you guys, we're live.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to episode
Six.
6 of the unmarkeD podcast. I am your host, Laulin Ramirez, and this is
Dong Lee.
Dong Lee is my co-host over here. So, let's start this off by being a little real. We had no idea what we're going to talk about in this podcast,
Yeah.
which is kind of what happens on a weekly basis whenever we record this. But we did something that we did in episode 2, but it failed. We're planning out what we're going to talk about. Hopefully it doesn't fail this time. We really generalize the topics that we're going to do, but yeah, we just kind of hope it turns out well.
Yeah. I mean, we're just going to be talking about a lot of more personal things today. And we're just going to really break down some of the past experiences that we've gone through. And hopefully that can influence or help you guys listening at home or with anything at work or relationship, social life, just anything that you can apply that to.
Yeah.
We want to just talk about. So
yeah, we feel like this episode in particular is going to be pretty motivational. Like Donk said, we're just going to be talking about like our personal life and like our personal goals mainly, and how we're going to achieve them. So let's start off with the first question. What are one of the biggest struggles that you've had to go through? Not biggest, but like something that the first thing that comes up to your mind that you had to overcome.
Definitely a big hurdle in my life was when I decided to drop out of school and go into management at In-N-Out. And me being a Korean American, that's such a controversial thing to do.
Yeah, this guy's Asian. So
yeah, and my parents, I
Full-
was going to college. I was going to Cal State Northridge, and at that time, I had a store manager tell me like, "Hey, I think you can be a great manager, so why don't you try to do it?" And
Mhm.
you know, I'm like 18, 19 at this time, and he's got like all this money. He's just buying shit every other weekend. I'm like, oh damn, I want that life, you know? Like,
Yeah, and In-N-Out managers are known to be pretty well off. They like In-N-Out in general takes care of their associates and managers.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that they do taking care of people is by paying them a little extra than you would at a normal burger joint.
yeah, I'm not even just for a burger joint. Like personally speaking, I've been with the company for a while, and they have great benefits, and you know, you break a sweat for them, but at the same time, like everything's kind of taken care of. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So hurdle you said quitting college. Quitting.
Yeah, I guess it was the hurdle was the, how do I say, my parents are so
Yeah, bringing it up to your
Asian.
parents?
Yeah, my parents
Yeah.
are so Asian that they couldn't imagine their son dropping out of
Mhm.
college and then going to work at a fast food
And
place.
why did you want to quit college? Like, was it
School was never for me.
okay?
Like
In
I
what
did okay
sense?
in high
Like-
school. I don't know. I have like, it feels like severe ADHD. I can't just sit
Oh,
there
for real?
and study like it. Yeah. If I have to, I will.
okay.
If I have to, I will. I will study and I will grind it out. But
Yeah, and that
that's
says a lot
because
about you because you have that mental drive of being able to just sit down and grind through stuff even though you don't like it.
Yeah, like
So
I'll
that's cool.
procrastinate as long as I can, and then when it's down,
When it's
time to
deadline, you
get down,
do
like
it.
I'll do it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's just been my personality my whole life. Like I can't just sit there. Like I lose interest so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I take it that I went to college for that year and a half and 2 years, like, and I just kind of partied a ton too, and I wasn't feeling school. And dude, like seriously, like some of the most fun times and most fucked up times in my life have been in those 2 year span. You know, when I was out of the house and I was dorming.
Yeah,
and
just
having
by
fun.
yourself and doing
Yeah.
whatever you want.
That definitely helped me though, get all the partying phase out, I guess, and just kind of once I came out of that and I decided to just, you know, go full time with In-N-Out and all that, like I like matured a lot. I grew up and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, so that's definitely one of the big hurdles in my life, was just that stereotype of an Asian American,
Yeah,
like an
yeah,
American
no.
Asian going
Dropping
and
out of
finishing school.
college.
I still want to go to college and get my degree. That's like on my bucket list, and that's something like,
Okay,
it's cliche, but that's something I promised my mom I would do
I understand.
when I told her I was not gonna go to school anymore.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, yeah, it's definitely on my list of to do, but
I
those
hear
times are rough, man. Just coming home, it felt like so hostile all the time, and then
you.
when my parents accepted the fact that I
That
was
you're
going to
gonna
do
be in-
this,
yeah.
yeah, then
How long
I-
did it take you from dropping out of college to going into management?
it took me almost 2 more years.
And how long did it take for your parents to feel like comfortable with you?
It felt
working
like they
everything,
kind of gave up. They're like, all right, well, he's Brandon. He's gonna, or he's Dong. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. So like they didn't give
Okay.
up. Like we started having like an even greater relationship. So like through all that
Huh.
turmoil came like even better things. You know?
So like it was kind of like a more real kind of relationship, more
Yeah.
of understanding that, more of a trust thing. That they
Right.
trust what you're gonna do. They
Yeah,
trust
from
that
my life, and they
Yeah.
knew like, all right, well, it seems like he has his head on right. Like he knows like he's gonna hustle and do whatever he has to do. And
respect.
yeah, so
That's cool. Respect to your parents, because that's a pretty
it's
hard pill
definitely
to
a hard thing
swallow.
because like my grandpa in Korea still doesn't understand what I do. Like he's just like, oh, he's a manager at a fast food place, and like that's essentially what I am.
yeah, it's true for the most part.
But like we get paid more than average managers because we're helping running a business
Yeah.
rather than just
Like another store.
yeah. We're like actually running like all of the sales. And
Yeah, all the numbers. That's all you guys. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, but
most definitely different.
it was definitely a hump to get over.
When you have your kids, are you gonna force them to go to school?
No.
Why not? Just because you haven't?
If they say they don't want to go to high school, I'll be like, all right, bet.
Wait, say it again.
I
You
said,
said-
if they say they don't want to go to high school, I'm gonna be like, all right, don't go.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's kind of illegal.
Yeah, that is. Like
no, but really, why won't you force school on your kids?
because I want them to decide what they want to do. I wanted to
do
go
you
to
believe
college.
school is important?
I do.
So, how important is it to you? You say you're gonna finish it, right? So it has some kind of importance in your life.
It does.
So why wouldn't you force that importancy on your kids?
Because school was so forced upon me that it made me not like it, and it made me kind of want to retaliate against my parents. When
Do
I was
you
a younger
believe that
kid.
that school is forced in general in our society? Like everybody, like it's illegal to not go to school from K through 12, right? So in the way it's forced on people to go to high school. You have to go.
Yeah.
If not, it's illegal.
Yeah,
Right.
But when you're saying school, we're talking about college, right?
Okay, let's just talk about school in general. Does it feel forced? Because after you do your K through 12, you feel so forced to go for the 12 years that you go, and then college happens. What, you're gonna continue to feel
No,
forced
but I
to
don't
go?
think
or
that.
not?
I don't think that everyone's in that situation.
Okay.
So like, yes, you're right, and that's also, I'm assuming that that's what we've grown up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like our livelihood. Sorry. But a lot of people, if they graduate high school and they're not going to go to college, like they got to figure their own life out. Like
Okay.
a lot of people like don't even want to go to college. Like a lot of people just go to JCs.
Understood.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
everyone has a different path, and everyone's had a different path up to that point in their life. So I don't think that obviously K through 12 is an absolute must. You have to be there.
Of course.
As soon as you're 18, you're an adult. Like you can do what you want to do.
But that brings me back to my question. Like, do you think college is important to someone's life? Or how important is college to your life
It's important.
in general and to you specifically?
Okay, so it's important because obviously how our system works is you go to school, you get a degree, you can get a good job, right? Yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
But there's other ways to do that, and
The other ways to
lot-
do what? In what? What do you mean?
to get a job, to get
Okay.
a nice job, to get a degree. Like let's say if you want to not go to school full time, just do online classes now. Like
Mm-hmm.
okay. So the point is, you can gain other life experiences and I guess harder situations that make you mature more and
Okay.
learn more that
And
you won't get instead of going
that
to
you
school.
won't get at school. Yes. Okay. I see that. You know, it's funny because I think you're one of the first or very few people that won't force their kids into school. Because I think when I have kids, I'm gonna force them to go to college.
Yeah.
which is what my parents, I guess, did to me, and I
Uh-huh.
think what your parents did to you.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like if your parents wouldn't have forced you to go to college,
Mm-hmm.
whether you've gone or not,
Mm-hmm.
if that force wasn't there, I think you would be a different you.
Yeah. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Like if they would have been lenient about it
Uh-huh.
and said, "Hey, you don't have to go,"
Yeah.
I think you would be less motivated than what you are now. Because I think in a
Interesting.
way right now,
Uh-huh.
you being an in-and-out manager is
Uh-huh.
kind of like proving, in a way, not fully, but
Right,
proving
right.
to your parents that like you
And
can
it
do
like
it
gives
without
me
school.
motivation every day
Yeah.
to just keep doing
To keep
it. Yeah,
grinding it out. You see what I'm saying?
I get you. Like is that something that you struggle with too? Because you're kind of in the same situation, like
Struggle with in what sense? What do you mean?
with your parents and going to school.
Yeah, most
and-
definitely. I mean, right now, we're in the phase of trusting and understanding.
Okay.
So obviously, my parents and I had our discrepancies and our differences of me dropping out of college.
Mhm.
But right now, we're getting through that phase of like, okay, they see where I'm coming from. They see what my plan is. They see how much I'm grinding and hustling,
Mhm.
and they're coming in terms with it. So, yeah, I've had my struggles with it most for sure. And yeah, I think we're
What's the biggest struggle in your life?
biggest struggle. I don't know. It feels like, not to sound like cliche or anything, but it does feel like I go through like struggles every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, biggest struggle. I guess in perspective, the biggest struggle is what I'm dealing with right now, or like on a daily, because obviously we have our struggles in life, but the current one I feel like is always the biggest. It's the one that's always like on my mind. So what I could have said 3, 4, 5 years ago was, oh, auditioning for Ayala was my biggest struggle,
Mhm.
but I overcame that. And then finishing up 5 AP classes my senior year, that was my biggest struggle, but I
Okay.
overcame that. And right now, I feel like my biggest struggle is like finding motivation and not procrastinating. I think that's my biggest struggle right now. So that's what I'm trying to overcome on a daily basis. So, long story short, I think what my biggest struggle is right now is, staying motivated and not procrastinating.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like recording this podcast is one of them.
Yeah.
Like making more YouTube videos. I do want to make more YouTube videos. I want to be a better storyteller.
Mhm.
I want to read more. I want to finish up real estate school. I want to continue. Like there's a bunch of lists of things that I want to do that I easily don't do them by just sitting at home and doing nothing.
I think it's good that you do that though. You keep that list of all those things you want to do. And procrastination is definitely something everybody goes through.
Yeah.
And it's something that everyone experiences and does on a daily basis. Like even if it's the little things like, oh, I'll take the trash out later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's still procrastination.
Yeah, most definitely.
So in a sense, it's not bad, you know,
Okay.
like in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And because I like to get shit done too, obviously, but I do
understand.
procrastinate. Like
I understand that it's not bad, but
it's not good also.
Yeah. But my thing is, I want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to get stuff done. So of course, it's not bad to procrastinate, but procrastinating doesn't help me finish those tasks.
Mhm.
So I'd rather just get through it. You know, I gotta mentally keep pushing myself to do whatever I want to get done.
But as long as you have that list of like
Yeah.
real estate school, you know,
Yeah, podcasts, the YouTube videos, et cetera, et cetera.
YouTubes, all that good stuff, dude.
It'll
we have time. I mean, we don't have all the time in the world, but we
Yeah.
have time to get them done, and nothing great comes quick, you know. So
I like that.
I like that. I like that you keep that list, and because like that's definitely something I do. Like going to school, you know, like
Mhm.
I want to get really good at card counting, so
Yeah.
we make a bankroll out of it.
Yep, that's the goal.
Yeah, like fucking stocks, doing that now completely. Just keeping side hustles, dude.
Dude, you're investing today. Do you want to talk about it?
I'm an investor,
Dude, this guy.
Well,
this guy
I didn't
got
realize we
into-
could buy Amazon and Tesla.
Literally, I've been telling you about it, but so just in case you guys don't know, Robinhood just came out with this. This is relatively new.
Really?
Yeah, it's called
Wow.
fractional shares, where you can buy a fraction of a share, literally. So you can buy as much.
I think we talked about this briefly on another episode too.
We probably did.
Yeah.
But I know we talked about it in real life for sure.
Yeah.
And Dong never listened to me. So he came up to me today. He's like, I want to keep investing. What should I buy? And I'm like, buy Amazon. He pulls up the price, and for one share right now, it's like $3,800.
I don't want to drop $3,800 right now on one share,
I'm
dude.
like, Dong Lee, dude, I've told you about this. You could just buy as much as you want, as little as $1. So if you guys want to start investing and get a free stock, just click on the link below and sign up, and you get a free stock.
Yep.
On the link below or wherever you find the referral link. So, if you guys want a free stock, make sure to sign up. And yeah, Dong, you can buy a fraction of a share.
Let's do it. Let's get the free stocks. Refer a friend.
Refer a friend. All right. So my next biggest question that kind of involves motivation is who are your heroes? Who are some people that you look up to? Fake or real?
Fake or real?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'm going to start off with real.
Okay.
So I have a homie. His name is Brett Altergat. Shout out to you, Brett. He was my manager.
I was gonna say, is he a store manager?
No, he's a second, but he was my manager from basically the day I got hired till 2018. So 4 or 5 years.
I was gonna say nobody knows how long that is, but okay, 4 or 5 years.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, that stings.
Whatever, dude.
But yeah, so I mean, dude, this guy's taught me like everything I know, like in and out, like work wise, and I think just applying those work skills that you learn, and then that's kind of like with politics and just like how to talk to people and just like really be a social butterfly and be a leader in that sense. And I've like everything I do, I kind of just mirrored after him.
That's awesome.
So,
all right. So, what are some life skills that Brett has taught you that you still use, I guess, like on a daily? Because you said he makes you, what is it, a social butterfly and a leader, and just being able to being able to talk to people.
Yeah,
being able to be a people person.
He could get along with anybody, and I've really admired that. And obviously, you have your opinions on people and whatnot in life, but if you're at work and you're there and you need everyone to just get the job done until everyone's got to go home, like, are you going to be the one to just kind of step back, or are you going to be the one to try to rally everyone together to get this job done and then get out of there? You know what I mean?
Do you think social? Do you think being social can be learned, or is it inherited? Like you're born with it? Like, what are some things that people can do today that'll help them be more social in general, and just being able to talk to people whether they like them or not?
I don't know, because I've had a time in high school where I was super social.
Okay.
And then after high school, I kind of became a little bit less introverted and was
more introverted.
I mean, yeah, more introverted, and had kind of just a thought on every little thing and I didn't say it. I think it's just because as I got older.
Okay.
How do you feel
about what? About the question I asked?
Yeah. Well, just because I want to kind of bounce off what you.
I think being social can definitely be learned, but I do think that there's a level of there's already a level of sociability that people are born with.
Yeah.
Like you see it from kindergarten who are still learning how to be themselves. Like there's the kids out there that like talk all the time and are able to talk to anybody, and there's the kids who are obviously introverted. And I do believe that introverts who are more to themselves are able to be able to talk to people. And believe it or not, I think I consider myself an introvert in a way.
Really?
You know, it's crazy. And I say this all the time. I do believe it's true. Whenever I meet someone new, or if I'm like at a party or something, like with a bunch of random people that I don't know, I don't talk. Like I'm the quietest person ever, and I'm really shy. Like actually, it's really hard to believe I know, because I like to talk to people. But it's once I get to know you is where I'll open up and I'll be myself and I talk.
Okay, actually, that's actually super true. I feel like.
You've seen it before? Like, you
Yeah.
believe
Okay.
it?
So here's my story on you. Here we go. So when you started going to the casino a lot, when we were first going, you didn't talk too much. You started going a shit ton, and then I joined you again, right?
Yeah.
When I went with you again, you were going to all the dealers. Oh, what I wrong? What I
Yeah.
fucking high fiving everyone, talking to everyone on the table. I was just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
What did I miss?
Nah, bro, it's true.
Yeah, I see it.
So yeah.
I didn't think you were an introvert though, because I feel like right off the bat we kind of just like.
Yeah, but obviously I guess that's an anomaly. Like you and I, we just clicked.
Yeah, I never saw you as an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it happened a lot when I first got hired. Obviously, like I didn't know anybody, so I was just kind of there.
Yeah.
But you didn't really know me when I first got hired. I feel like.
I didn't give a fuck about you.
Exactly. I was like a level 1.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, dude, this guy's or whatever. But when I started getting more comfortable, I started leveling up more. I started talking more. So that's kind of how.
I totally see it. Is that how your whole family's like, or?
I think everyone's different. No, actually, I think it's weird. It's funny to say this, but I think my mom is the only one who I consider like an extrovert.
Yeah.
Who just can
sure.
go to anybody and just talk, right?
Yeah.
My sister, I see pretty shy. My brother's pretty shy. And I think my dad is pretty quiet too. That's so funny. Yeah.
My dad's loud as fuck.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's fucking loud. So my sister and I talk
you know
a
what's
lot.
crazy? We've known each other for what, like 6-7 years now?
Yeah.
I've never met your dad.
Dude, I was literally just talking to my parents. I was like, oh, I'm going to go do the podcast. And they're like, oh, like, who do you go do it with? I'm like, it's the guy that like I go to play blackjack with. They're like, oh, okay. I was like, don't worry, like he'll come over real soon. Like we're gonna start setting up in my room. So like,
okay, yeah, for
so
sure.
they're like, oh, okay. So
yeah, I've never met your. I don't
he's
think
cool.
I've ever
You'll
met
like
your
him.
parents.
Yeah. You've met my mom, dude. I feel like
Probably
you have, because
once.
you've played poker at my house.
I've played poker at your house
And
a couple
you've seen
times
my
before.
mom.
I've seen your mom. I think she came into the kitchen and just said like hi. And I said annyeonghaseyo and I surprised her.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't like talk to her or say or like know her, like converse with her.
Yeah, you'll love my dad. My dad's like,
I feel like
he's
I would
like
love your
homies
dad.
with all my friends.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah.
Like all my friends love my dad. So
That's really cool.
that's definitely where I think I get it from too. Just being super.
Well, your dad also is a hustler. I think that's where you get it from too.
Yeah.
Your dad
He's investing in gloves right now.
in gloves.
Like,
Wasn't he investing in clothes in a second?
no, so his main business is clothes.
Okay.
And then he does
What his side hustle is gloves?
Yeah, he's just like looking for the next dollar basically all the time.
Really?
So we have like all these gloves at home right now, because he was doing masks for a while. Like he was
Okay.
making all sorts of masks. And then
Oh, so like gloves to help you protect from things,
Yeah,
or
like-
gloves that like keep you warm.
like PPE gloves. Like
Really?
he's like, what type of gloves do you guys use at In-N-Out? I'm like,
You're like, I don't know.
I was like, dude, let's try to get you like to be In-N-Out's glove connect. You know, like
he could do that, dude. In-N-Out will pay him well.
that's what I'm saying.
Dude,
And
that'd
I'm
be
like, you don't.
dope.
I was like, dude, you don't understand. We do an order every other day, and I'm always ordering boxes of gloves. So he's doing those like.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Get him into that.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Because In-N-Out does that, right? They have their one specific company where they get their
but
only things from.
we have our gloves. But you know how we just changed to the blue gloves?
For people to hand out stuff, right? We only have one set of blue gloves and they're small.
Yeah, that's
it.
No, that's for like food.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I like.
We don't.
Dude,
use
it's
that.
really weird because on all my shifts, I don't know what's been going on lately, but it's just been all girls on my shifts. And it's
Okay.
been, like me, like closing as the only guy.
Ouch.
So I'll like come back from my
No offense to
like
girls.
from the back, and then I'll come up and I just see blue gloves everywhere. I'm like, it's all girls. I'm like, what the heck?
Wait,
you
so
guys
what do you
all
mean?
have small hands, like.
Oh, so
Because it's
small,
only small, yeah.
small uses of blue
Yeah.
gloves, right?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's like blue gloves on front board, front grill.
But, like,
blue gloves on fries.
Why though? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
I don't know what happened to.
The white ones.
Yeah.
I feel like white's better
I like white.
because it's like it's a sense of cleanliness. Like
Yeah.
blue feels like a hospital type of scene. I don't know.
No, you're right.
Blue
They
feels
use
weird.
blue at hospitals. for
Yeah,
sure.
right. I guess they use white at hospitals too, but I feel like white. I don't know. We just always used white. So
it just looks more uniform.
yeah, it does. Yeah, with their white shirts and white pants. Yeah, it does make sense.
All right, I'm bouncing this question right back at you.
All right, what's up?
The heroes.
Oh God,
who you look up to? Give me a fictional one first, though.
Fictional?
And then
Shoot.
I'm making this hard on you.
That's one thing that's funny though, because we've talked about this before. How I'm not a superheroes guy.
Yeah,
and you are a superhero guy.
But okay, well,
so you're saying like any? I think.
Any influence?
Okay, not even gonna lie. I really like Tony Stark, and I'm not a superhero guy. I just like his geekiness, and I love how sarcastic he is. I love how he just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like he just goes out and proves you wrong.
Yeah.
I love that scene in Iron Man where he's in court and then they're trying to tell him that he's wrong or whatever, and he pulls up and he hacks into the system, and he shows like video proof that has never been seen before about like illegal stuff that the government's doing.
I think this is Iron Man 2, right?
Yeah, I think it's number 2. So I just love that geekiness and that like being able to hack into shit and just being like he created himself. Like I love that. Yeah, just being able to hustle people out and like not sleep forever and just grinding out like whatever you focus on. I really like that.
Do you remember how old you were when Iron Man came out?
Dude, I was little.
I remember like going to the theaters to like go see it. That
I could have seen it in the theaters. The Incredible Hulk. I didn't know that.
The Avengers have come a long way.
Yeah, dude, they have.
All right, so real hero.
A real hero.
In your life.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of. There's a scientist. I'm a really big nerd. There's a scientist called Richard Feynman. He got a Nobel Prize for a system that created. It's called the Feynman graph, I believe. Okay. And he specialized in quantum physics. So it's called modern physics because it's something that we still study to this day and we still don't understand. Okay. But he studied it and he had a pretty good grasp of it, and he created like a graph or a system on how to figure out problems, and they called it like the Feynman system or the Feynman graph, and he got a Nobel Prize for that. But I guess he's one of my biggest heroes because he has an autobiography that I'm almost done with, but I read most of it already. And in the story, he talks about how he thinks about things. So he talks about all like his entire life, right? He talks about his whole life and how he thought about certain situations. Let me tell you about a crazy thing. This is one of the craziest stories that fascinated me, probably the most out of the whole book so far, is he went to Princeton and MIT and like really prestigious schools, but he had to take I think it was a psychology class, I believe, and he had to write a final essay on some crazy thought experiment that you had to kind of discover in a way. It was just like a big final project, right? And he had no idea what to write it on. And he was like, in the story, he talked about how sleepy he is and how tired he is whenever he thought about it. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to just make the essay about sleep. So every time he would go to sleep, he would always try to think about what he was thinking about right before he went to sleep.
That's hard.
Which is a crazy ass thing to think about, right? But what's crazy though is that he came out with conclusions. He's like, right before I would fall asleep, I would have crazy thoughts that were unreal, but I would believe they were real. And whenever I would get into that mental state, I knew that I was going to go to sleep soon. And sure enough, it would happen.
That's like the lucid dreaming, isn't it?
No, lucid dreaming is when you're in a dream, but you know you're in a dream, so you can control the dream as it is. He's talking about right before he goes to sleep. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was just it fascinated me how he was able to create something that he's constantly doing and make it into a final essay. And he made experiments into it, and then he tried to figure out what happens, and it just. That guy, he learned how to pick locks, like self-taught how to pick locks, and then he would say how there's like a 2 to 3 number error in the locks, and he found out the different combinations of how far off you can be. And dude, this guy's a genius. But
why does that influence you in your life? Like how do you draw from that?
Because it's just he's a really good teacher. And I would watch a bunch of YouTube videos on his courses and on his lectures. and he would dumb down things and make things interesting.
Oh, this guy's still alive?
No, he passed away, but there's recorded lectures about him. But he would dumb down things and make them so interesting that it would make the general public be intrigued. And I guess this was back in the time where I really wanted to be a teacher, and being able to explain things was like a priority of mine. So learning from him on how he taught was like really, really cool to see.
Dude, I wanted to be a teacher too. When that was
no,
like,
I can see that. Well,
you I did the substitute teaching for the special ed kids and I coached and I taught swim. So like, yeah, I wanted to be a teacher too. My very first thing I wanted to do was be a paleontologist.
Study of rocks, study of
dinosaurs.
Dude. No, you know what's crazy?
Wait, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah. Dinosaurs, eh?
Dude.
You like dinosaurs?
Fucking love dinosaurs.
That's awesome, bro.
Childhood. We talked about this the other day. I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah,
I think dinosaurs are like the coolest things. Fucking wish they're still around.
Yeah, well, dinosaurs don't really interest me that much.
Yeah, see, I wanted to be a history teacher.
Oh no, history is not my thing.
Yeah, like if I were to be a teacher, I would want to be a history teacher.
History teacher, huh? No, I'd be a math teacher.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it.
I can see it.
So yeah, Richard Feynman is one. Obviously, the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. Like those are all the people that I obviously look up to. Those are people that, you know, what's crazy is I've reflected on my life before. And obviously, I reflect on my life almost on a daily. But I think about the things that I'm doing today are nowhere near the things that they've done in their day. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I feel like there's a different level of humanity that people are born with. And I think that's something you're born with. So I have a friend of mine.
Interesting.
Who... we were friends in high school, and she is super into politics and stuff, but she's like a different type of hustler. Like I consider myself a hustler. Like when I do something, I put my mind into it or whatever, but she is on a different level of like, it's funny because everybody in my class, like we all know she's the one who's most likely going to change the world. Like she's out there, and she's
that's such a
she's like
big
out there
thing
out
to
there.
put on someone.
I know it most definitely.
No, but like in a good way. Like
of course, in a good way.
Yeah, like
it could be bad, but
how
in a good way.
but how great do you have to be?
Yes, I know.
have that responsibility,
people, but to have people say that about you,
right.
You have to be.
Yeah.
And I wish her the best of luck.
Cool.
I text her every once in a while, and it's really cool because her and I, we used to be like super tight, like close homies. And we've talked after high school, and we've hung out a couple times. Just whenever her and I have conversations, we talk about like the most craziest things ever. I've had like my craziest conversations with her, and that's because she challenges everything I say, and vice versa. You know, because I like to be devil's advocate, but she does that with me too. So we're always constantly not arguing, but we're challenging.
Debating. You guys are debating.
We're challenging each other's statements, right? So her and I conversations, we go way deep. And whenever I hit her up every once in a while, just checking how she's doing or whatever. And she's told me before that I'm one of the only people from high school that she still talks to, because it's like she doesn't want to waste her time with any other people, you know, and she finds value in speaking with me. So I greatly appreciate the time that she talks with me, and yeah, she's freaking amazing, dude.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, she's awesome. I wish her the best of luck. You know who you are, and yeah,
you better be listening to our podcast.
Nah, she is. I'll send it to her.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. But
go change the world.
Yeah,
she got this.
She will. I know it. But yeah, who are your favorite superheroes? Fictional.
Man, I guess as a kid, since I was such a huge nerd, I had so many. Like, growing up as an Asian, I definitely watched a lot of anime, and like I had like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Like, dude, like that guy's freaking ripped as shit. He has like a 16 pack, you know, and that's like when I was like 5 years old. Like, So those guys in my life,
I'm just like picturing 5-year-old Dong like super
like super
obsessed
saiyan,
with
just in my living room.
You were like a chubby kid, huh? You're a
Yeah,
Chubster
dude.
Webster growing up.
Yeah,
Like,
so
oh,
fucking.
that's so funny.
I loved anime growing up, and so I got a lot of my. I spent a lot of hours watching anime.
Mm.
So I guess,
Ew, you're a weeaboo.
yeah, man, a lot of my
Weeaboo.
heroes come from those animes.
Okay.
I was a little
Respect.
bit like grown up too, but I don't have any. Like you say Martin Luther King and Gandhi and
Yeah,
Malcolm
yeah.
X. Although I know they've impacted the world in such great ways. I haven't felt their impactfulness in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So like that would never be like something I would just come off the top of my head and say. And I don't know if that's because like you said, some people are born with more humanity and they would understand that more. But like I if someone asked me like who are your heroes, I would always think about someone in my life rather than
Got
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Got it.
Like,
Yeah,
and
most
maybe that's
definitely.
because I have a little bit less human. Like so,
No, I see. Okay,
yeah,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But yeah, I don't know.
Kawhi Leonard. I'm just kidding. Don't put that in there.
No, too bad. It's going in. Kawhi Leonard, eh? Why? Because you guys choke and you don't know how to finish your freaking 3-1 lead.
Dude, fucking. Let's not talk about
Yeah,
that, please.
That's some great ass hero you got, dude. Nah, no offense to Kawhi. I like him. I really like
Nah,
Kawhi.
let's offense to you, Kawhi. Where the fuck were you in Game 7, fool? Oh, don't. I haven't worn a single Clipper
Oh,
shirt
man, that's
since
so
we've
funny.
lost. Like, oh my goodness, Kawhi, get your shit together.
Offense to you, Kawhi. The biggest Clipper fan ever. It's freaking funny. All right, well, hold up. Let's not get off track. Let's stay motivational.
Yeah.
What are some goals that you have like on a daily that you try to accomplish, I guess? Like what are some things you strive to do today?
So lately, I've been waking up and I've been trying to tell myself, like, all right, whatever interaction you get through, whatever problem you go through today, just like come out of it, learning from it, and being happy about it. Because that, like, lately in my personal life, any little thing has just been bugging me so much. And I've just
Really?
been getting like irked off. And so I've been trying to keep that mentality for me as of lately to just
Stay positive.
stay positive, smile through it, like know that in any given second, if this situation could be worse,
Mm-hmm.
or there could be
Definitely.
or someone is going through an even worse situation than I am.
Yeah. That's a crazy mentality right there. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
But other than that, like just
If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
like what are some things that have been irking you? Like small situations or whatever.
like stuff at work, like just people's performance that I can't I have nothing to do with. Stuff at home with my family. Like it's like the little things like when my sister and my mom are like making all this noise early in the morning, like I'll like literally wake up pissed off, like
yeah.
and I shouldn't be, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I get it, like, but like I'll be mad and then I'll just like not say anything.
It kind of just doesn't end well.
Yeah, so
And
like
yeah,
it just puts
negativity
me in
is
a
never
bad mood.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
negativity puts
Yeah.
me in a bad mood going forward. So like, yeah, just trying to work on
Do you
that.
think positivity can be it's kind of weird because I'm always saying it can be created or is it already born? Like, can you be positive during negative times?
all the
Like,
time?
are there negative times?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah. Yes! Exclamation mark. There's negative times.
But like
Right now, this whole year feels like a negative
this
time.
whole
no?
year feels like a negative time.
Yeah.
But obviously we can
But there's positives out of that.
hold
so
up. It feels like a negative time. Is it?
It is if you compare
Is
it to
it
the last 20
perspective?
years.
Of course, but that's the last 20 years. What if we talk about the last billion years, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
but even in that case, it's such a negative time. Nowadays, people aren't working so they can retire. People are working till they die. This is just like things
Okay.
that have changed as time has gone on within the last 100 years. Like things are so different. Like, and especially with all this new technologies, like social media.
but
how
it
people
is
interact.
possible to be happy and positive during it.
Yeah. I mean, aren't you
It's just
aren't you happy right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty
like,
happy. Yeah.
yeah, me too. Like, I have nothing to complain about. God,
Is it
God
okay
is
to be
great.
happy during negative times?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hmm.
There,
I think
things
that's
are
interesting.
definitely gonna suck. So personal experience, we're getting real deep. When I found out my mom had cancer, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that whole time was a negative time
Of
in my
course.
mind. But during that time, every day, every second, me and my family had to stay positive about it.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Most
like,
definitely.
there has to be positivity, and that's what make the world go round.
Yeah. No,
So,
I believe that. I believe everything you're saying.
yeah.
Do I believe that negative times exist? I'm not sure if I believe that 100%. I think it's perspective.
Explain.
Because something that I think about every day or every once in a while, I guess, is how it's crazy why I think about this. I don't even know why, but I do. There's been days where I'm like living my day, right?
Yeah.
And it usually happens in the beginning of the day. I don't know why, but I'm like, I drive to work or I drive to school or whatever it is. I'm usually on the road and I think, is today going to be a normal day? And then I ask myself, what is a normal day? What is a good day? What is a bad day? People have bad days. The same people that have those bad days, there's people out there that have amazing days.
Yeah.
There's people that today, even though it's normal to me, it's the best day in the world for them.
And some
in
people
their
are having
life.
the worst day.
Worst day in the world.
Yep.
People are dying. People are being born. Like everything's just constant.
Yeah.
There's no like real negativity. It's all just perspective.
Yeah.
So like even though quote unquote our entire world is going through a pandemic or our nation specifically is going through an economic crash, like yeah, it's negativity, but like put it in perspective. You know, even through this negativity, people are being the most profitable. Don't mean to call people out, Mr. Jeff Bezos being people the most profitable during this crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like
I heard they've even like just doubled, tripled their
profits or whatever it is, their sales. But like,
and the rest of the world is struggling.
we're having negative issues, but negativity is a perspective. You know, positivity is a perspective. It's a mindset.
I see what you mean.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So that's why I don't know. But then again, all this unclearness, all this philosophical mindset is kind of just leaves me at, I don't even know if negativity is real. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it is or not. Like, it just kind of leaves me as, I'm just gonna keep living myself and just be happy.
There was some random vlogger. They basically for a year, every day they woke up, or at the end of the day, I mean, they
rated
marked it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So if it was a good day, it was green.
Okay.
If it was an okay day, it was like orange, and if it was a bad day, it was red.
Wow.
And literally, they showed like the whole year from January to December. And you could see where it was like
the good times and bad
like green, orange, red, and then like towards like May it started like getting orange again, and then green during the holidays. So
that's crazy.
So definitely, everyone has bad days.
I want to try that.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be my new thing in 2021.
That's something I wanted to try too when I first saw it too. I was like, dang, but that's like a whole year, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you could see, but I think the perspective of having a positive and negative
perspective view
on things is how you're perceiving it. It feels like very philosophical.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the word for it. I know what you're trying to say. It just feels so like abstract.
Yeah,
like it's just
because you're like taking a step back and then you're looking
at it from the outside.
But then when you're going through it personally, like
it feels so real.
It feels and
so
you're like,
real.
this is a negative experience.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that just as humans, it's something like we're born to question.
But you know what the crazy thing is though? There's people in this world that have never been able to or have stepped back from it and looked at it from the outside. So it's one thing to live in it and make it feel real, but it's a different thing to step back and look at the abstractity. Is that not a word? That look at it from the outside and say, is it even real?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's people out there that have never stepped outside and looked at it from the outside and just look at that, whoa, positivity and negativity, they might not even be real.
Yeah.
It's kind of just perspective.
And I had not a single idea of that until you brought it up right now too.
Really?
So like,
I love that.
because I go through life just like, okay, today was a good day. Today's a bad day. But
just being able to just question everything and then just step back from it and just being looking at it and saying like, whoa,
yeah,
is it even real? Yeah, dude. I don't know what the heck my mind goes through when I go
That's
through
good though. You have to question everything.
That's kind of what I do.
If you don't learn, you're not going to grow.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, where do you see yourself in the next 10 to 15 years?
I see myself in a big
Hold up. Let's make it a little more real.
mansion.
How old are you in the next 10, 15 years?
All right. In the next 10 to 15 years, I will be 40 years old.
40 years old, okay?
35 to 40.
35 to 40. So when you're 35, 40, what do you think you're going to be doing?
This podcast.
Oh, yeah? I like that. You think this podcast is going to last 10 years? I love that.
This is what I want.
Okay.
I want to make so what Yes Theory did on YouTube.
Okay.
They made their channel Yes Theory, and then they started branching off and made their own clothing line. Discomfort.
Yeah.
And they have all these different avenues, right? But all of their main sources come down to one thing: it's
revolve around
Yes Theory. And
Yes Theory.
It's like they have changed like so many people's lives, and that's kind of what I want. Like towards the end of the day, if I have the financial means to support, I want to put in money to like non-profit like cancer organizations and all that stuff. And like I want to have a mass outreach of people that we can help and influence and just talk, and they would want to listen to us. So
respect.
I mean, other than that, like I want to do whatever it takes to just kind of get the money to be the person to be able to support other people's dreams, if that makes sense. But I need that money in the first place, so that right now is the hustling time.
Yeah, most definitely. So
I don't see myself anywhere in like a specific company or a specific job. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. That's a pretty big statement to say from where your trajectory is looking like right now.
Right.
To be able to say, hey, I don't see myself with this specific company, it's kind of big.
Yeah. I mean, but that all depends on how the next 10 years goes.
Of course.
If a door opens, I'm not going to say no, you know? So
yeah, bro, that's a crazy mentality. I like that.
How about you?
10, 15 years. How old am I going to be? Let's see. I'm going to be 30 to 35. All right. 10, 15.
Yeah.
At 30, I would want a family. I would want to be married at 30. Married with kids. At 30, shoot, what is my life looking at? Oh, I would want to have my degree already. My plan is to go back to school by 24 and finish by around 30. That's my goal. That's my plan. So be done with school. Is In-N-Out a thing? I don't even know if In-N-Out's a thing.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully card counting is still a thing.
Hopefully this counting podcast is going to be a thing.
I love that. Hopefully this podcast is still a thing. Hopefully I keep growing the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know what? It's really cool because I've been watching. For some reason, this video keeps recommending on my list is a video from Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast, right?
I love Mr. Beast.
Right? And it was a video of him, was it like 5 or 6 years ago?
Oh, I just saw that too.
He posted him.
Yeah, he's like, I hope I have 1 million followers.
No. He posted himself reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you guys. Like, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And now he has over 50 million people subscribed, right?
Yeah.
So
there was the same video. Like he said. He was like, all right, in 5 years from now, I hope I have a 1 million followers.
Yeah.
And he has like
50 million.
million.
Yeah, plus.
So that's why I feel like we just need to stick to our core and keep doing what we're doing.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about it too. I don't know if I mentioned this in previous episode, but I've definitely mentioned it in a YouTube video. I've been hanging out with friends of mine. Their names Sean and Yurik.
There are other podcasts?
They're all their podcasts,
Yeah.
right? They're YouTubers too.
Okay.
And they're good.
Really?
Like both of them are really good. And like I know they're gonna be big. And when I talk to them, they're talking about them being big and how it's gonna pop off. And
that's
like I know it's gonna happen. And all of us, we're just waiting for the numbers to catch up.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I believe on the algorithm working in their favor, and they're gonna, as long as they keep working at it, as long as they keep posting and being consistent with it, the numbers are gonna catch up and they're gonna pop off and be famous.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just being consistent, being able to just continue grinding. And I hope the YouTube thing pops off.
No, I hope so too, dude.
But that's where I see myself in the next 10 to 15 years. Maybe that's the next 10 to 15. Hopefully by that time I'm more established, more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, the next 20 years, I guess, is settling my establishments, whether it's card counting, in and out, YouTube, whatever that is, and growing that bigger.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why right now for
the
me.
seeds now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're growing them.
And just seeing whatever works, throwing out whatever doesn't, and then by the time I get there, within the next 10 years, focusing on the things that have worked and pushing them even further.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my plan.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end the podcast right there.
Yeah.
Hope you guys got to learn a little bit more about us and some of the things we've been through our lives, and a little bit more about our personality.
And we want to know more about you guys. This is the Unmarked podcast, and we hope to include the Unmarked segment in our podcast. And what that's going to include is you guys sending us stories or sending us a situation you've been in or whatever it is to our email, unmarkedpodcast@gmail.com. And we're going to read them and talk about it on our podcast. Just react to it, maybe help you guys out if you have any questions. Yep. Tell you guys our opinions and how we view on things. So if you guys want to be featured or have us read your situations, then email us at unmarkedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and
YouTube.
There was one, on YouTube.
We're on YouTube and Outcast. Outcast is also on there. So you guys, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. We will see you guys next week on Friday, and every Friday from here on out. We're not going to be late.
Nope.
We're not going to be late anymore.
We got 4 more now till the end of season 1.
Yep.
And then hopefully we got bigger plans for season 2.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Stay tuned.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace out.